Hello, cuties. Welcome to the QuestBoard. I'm Kim. I tell stories while I build tabletop game terrain or paint minis. This build and story are part of the Dungeon Jam 2026 5-Room Dungeon Prompt. What is Dungeon Jam, you ask? Dungeon Jam is a community of TTRPG content creators who came together to discuss, develop, collaborate, and hang. Once a year, we have a 5-room dungeon event. What is a 5-room dungeon, you ask? You're quite inquisitive today, aren't you? Well, the 5-room dungeon is an adventure writing structure created by Johnn. It provides the framework to develop the elements of a fun and challenging game. A 5-room dungeon includes the following features. 1. An entrance or guardian. 2. A puzzle or a role-play opportunity. 3. A trick or setback for the players. 4. A climax, a big battle, or a major conflict. And 5. Finally, there is a reward, revelation, or plot twist. My adventure is called the Scorched Shrine. I set it on a remote island cut off from all the others in the region due to mysterious and dire circumstances. The build is a representation of an island that could serve as atmospheric flavor for the adventure. I use the Easy D6 Wasted World playset, so there are no character levels or monster challenge ratings. Basically, the rabble-rouser, the Easy D6 GM, decides when a roll is needed, and they and the dice decide what the target rolls will be. The adventure, monster stats, and special items I provide can all be adapted to other systems at your discretion. I must note that Peter, the creator of the Tales from Elsewhere system, graciously gave me the permission to use the Baron as the villain of my current storyline. The stats for the Stranger are based on him. Every Dungeon Jammer is creating an adventure, so check the description for links to the entire playlist, the Tales from Elsewhere and Johnn 4 websites, and for the link to my adventure, the Scorched Shrine. I'll start with a brief story introduction to provide some background, then provide a review of aspects of the adventure using the 5-room dungeon framework. So let's get started. I hope you enjoy. The Adventure of the Scorched Shrine. Long ago, there was a place that others called Cut-Off Village because it was the only village on a small island, and it was way, way up at the top of an old volcano. One brave, strong woman became their best hunter, because she had the best eye and the best aim of all the villagers. She found the widest and tallest Gruger tree she could and sculpted the figure of Papa Bois, the protector of the forest, as big as life into its trunk. She bought mango and soursop and cassava beer and other offerings to show him her gratitude for providing a healthy forest and plenty of game. She even decided to build her home near it. While building her home, she found a beautiful stone. It was the color of the forest, of the sea, of the sun, and had streaks in it, veins of the color of sand and earth. She felt cool and calm when she touched it, and she thought it was a fitting offering to the spirit who guided her eye and hand. One day, as she picked up a manacle that she had shot down from a cocoa tree, she saw that its coat was more skin than fur. The leaves of the tree itself were ragged, yellow, and were curling up like fists. The next animal she caught had strange lumps all over its body. The next was so thin that she could see every bone through its skin. She kneeled down right there, alone in the bush, and she cried out, "Papa Bois, what have I done to vex you so? Forgive me." Right then, a figure stepped out of the woods. They looked just like the figure she had carved into the Grugu tree. They had great horns, a broad chest, and their legs were those of a ram. "My child," he said, "you must bring me all of that peaceful stone that you placed on my altar. If you and your family dig into the earth around your hut to find it, I will make sure the forest is restored. But you must not tell anyone, or they will become greedy and take your life." Of course, the woman agreed, and she, her spouse, and their 2 children began to dig every day with their hands, with stone hammers, and with wooden shovels, until the ground opened up and they all fell in. No one knew, because they lived in the forest, away from the rest of the village. That night, in the village builder, a man whose daughter had just died, had a vision of her. His wife was sick of the same fever that had taken the child. The girl told him, "The hunter woman killed me. She's a witch. She cursed the whole family because she's jealous that you will be leader when the old leader dies." The vision tell him to burn down the hunter woman's house and shrine. And if he promised that he and his family would follow the daughter's spirit's directions, she could make sure that his wife would recover. The man agreed. He took up hot coals in a calabash and crept like a panther into the bush to the hunter woman's house and set fire to it and to the shrine of Papa Bois. The house caught fire quickly. The grass and bamboo flared as it should, but the Grugu tree only smoldered, and 5 carvings of people appeared in the wood around the figure of Papa Bois. Frightened, the man ran from the place, a horn blow sounding in his ears. He thought he had killed the hunter woman and her family. But his evil heart was not heavy, because he thought he had avenged his daughter and saved his wife. But once his wife recovered, his son, his last child, disappeared. From that time, the soil began to die. The plants shriveled up like dried sorrel flowers. Even the rivers dried up, and the fish of the sea vanished. What animals still hid in the bush were scrawny and sick. The people of cut-off village became weak. The leader planned to send for help, but he too received a vision from the last leader, who warned him that if anyone left the island to beg for assistance, the other villages would take advantage and attack. He must burn all the canoes. If he did so, the vision could make the old man young again, and he could be leader forever. He would just have to make sure the villagers followed the spirit's directions. Hating his old, aching body and scared of losing his high position, the leader agreed and secretly burned all the canoes in one night. What no one knew, not the hunter woman, nor the builder man, nor the feeble leader, was that none of them had been visited by familiar spirits. Instead, it was a greedy devil who wanted to gather and destroy the healing stones and enslave the souls of the people. Knowing that Papa Bois would stop him, he cut the protector of the forest off from his shrine, through which he passed back and forth between this world and his. So, there they were, the elders and leaders discussing their situation in the meeting place, when several strangers appeared in their village, claiming they wanted to help. I hope you enjoyed the background story. Now I'll go over the 5-room dungeon aspects of the adventure. 1. An entrance or guardian. An old game trail guides the players down into the caldera of the dead volcano. The players must make 3 rolls using distinct skills to get past 3 different hazards. 2. A puzzle or a role-play opportunity. There are several NPCs with varying motivations to question in Cutoff Village as the party investigates the ecological disaster, the disappearances, and the deaths. Also, the effigy of Papa Bois and the extra carvings is a puzzle for the group to solve before it is too late. 3. A trick or setback for the players. During the investigation, the players discover there are various entities they must deal with. Some taunt the party and lead them astray. 4. A climax, a big battle, or a major conflict. The PCs discover a mine where the main battle will take place. This is where they either succeed or fail in saving the village. 5. A reward, revelation, or plot twist. Hooray! They save the day, get gold, gems, and a feast. And hopefully recover a lost child. You might notice that this is not a dungeon, nor are there 5 rooms. But that's the beauty of the 5-room dungeon. It is a format, a scaffolding, a framework. So it can be an island, it can be 5 things in one room, it can be anything that you want it to be, as long as those elements are there. This adventure is untested. It just jumped out of my brain. So let me know in the comments if you play it and how it went. Anyway, thank you for listening. Check the description for the other links. Thank you to Dungeon Jam for having this event. It was a lot of fun creating this adventure. Please like, subscribe, comment, and check in next time to see what's on the quest board.